Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of my survival Minecraft Let's Play on the PS4. I've been watching a few more videos online and I think what I'm going to do is a little bit more editing and stopping and starting and explaining how I'm going to be building things and going about doing it off camera so you don't have to see a lot of the monotonous swinging of the tools. It's a learning curve here, and hopefully as I am making these videos more and more, you'll be able to see the progression and enjoy them a little bit more. So with that being said, I'm just going to be working on lighting up and securing the mountain here and putting up some fencing so nothing drops in and says hi, surprising us, and then probably going to be doing a little bit of wood resources for some pens, but you'll see a cut sequence or two in the meantime. But that's what I sort of plan to do on episode 2 today, and let's get started. Okay, so I've got the walls up and I've got what appears to be all of the torches I'll need. I've got a few lighting down around here to keep the mobs from spawning as much, but all of this part of the mountain is lit up. It's too steep for them to jump up and climb along here. I've got my stairwell fenced off, so there's no way for them to get up here. Might throw an extra torch or two over here if I get someone spawning, but for now I think we should be okay. Then all the way up at the top of the mountain, I've just done the same thing. I've got some torches everywhere, and I've got a fence going all the way up, sort of split the mountain in half, made sure I had enough of an area where I'd be able to collect a lot of snow if I'm doing the nether run, and again, no one's going to be spawning or climbing up from this little bit of a cliff. So that pretty much secures the mountain region for now. I do have enough wood on me, but food and pens for the animals are going to be the next priority. So we'll get a little bit of shut-eye and go venturing downstairs when there's not nearly as many mobs. Okay, and as you can see, I've got a little bit of a farm started at the bottom there. You can also see me regenerating. That was a little bit of a creeper explosion just over to the side here. That caught me unaware, as creepers usually do. But slowly starting to get things going. And we'll just keep on working on that. This staircase up and down is getting a little annoying. I may have to switch that somehow. But we'll see how it progresses. Alright, well the inevitable has happened as I was building all of the excess walls around my farm. I have run out of cobble, so I'm going to start doing a little bit of harvesting in off of this room here. Gonna dig in a little bit and then maybe start doing a little bit of a spiral staircase down into the depths of the mountain. Maybe hook it up to the chicken pen underneath. Maybe find some cave underneath, since I do hear the occasional groan as well. So we'll just didn't want that all of a sudden to be there and not be explained. Okay, so here is the animal pens completed. We have 4 pens, one for each of the mobs. We have, attacked by skeletons. We have the outer security fence going on. Everything is illuminated. Probably going to move my gardens up to here. Keep the animals on one level and the gardens on the other. Move my chickens a little bit. As I said, this stairway is getting annoying. I'm probably going to redo it. This sort of was just a quick fix as I was hunting down where I was going to do my first base. But this will be a good setup, and after that I think we're going to start doing a little bit of exploring, get some of the other resources going. I did Sorry about that. I did find our first two iron as I was doing some of the cleanup here, mining for some cobblestone for the walls. I ended up following a coal vein and it led me to two iron and I forgot to record that. So, gonna get a little bit more restocking done and maybe dive into that cave and get a little bit of resources going. Okay, so I've just finished prepping up for going out on a little bit of an adventure. Crafting table, furnace, and a little bit of coal to craft the iron when we get it. That way we can start hooking up with some proper armor. I'm actually risking not using the leather armor, but I want to get my enchanting table and enchantment books happening so quickly. I'm willing to risk it to save myself that extra leather right now. Um, I always end up seeming to have a little bit of leather armor kicking around in a chest somewhere because I never finished using it before I switched to iron. So I think I'm trying to just skip that this time around. I am, this is what I've done with the digging for cobblestone. I did end up coming back and just grabbing a little bit more. So just so you can see what I've done. I know that the chicken room was somewhere close to around here. I think it's a little bit further over this way. So I'm probably going to go down a few more levels and then move over here and probably just try to loop up and use this as my entrance in to the room and then use this going out into the garden area, and I'll switch this into the gardens and do a couple of levels of gardens along the mountain here. I think I'm going to do it that way instead because these stairs here are just a complete pain. Um, I really should have thought about them better when I was doing it the first time, but I'm geared up for the adventure, so gonna see what we find in the caves. Pay a little bit of attention since it is raining, so there could be creatures out already. And we're just gonna zip right over to this cave that we know is right here. I see that and miss it. Could have sworn there was a cave right over here. Alright, so here we go. We know there's the mushrooms just over here. So we took a quick look here when we did our first walkthrough. Now we're just gonna see what's down here. Take a little bit more of a better look. Anyways, next cut will sort of give you an example of what we've got. This is what we've got on us so far. I did end up just grabbing a cow along the way. So we do have a little bit of extra meat when we do cook up the coal. So, there's our current inventory. I'll show you what we've got after the exploration is done. And lesson learned, always use armor. So, let's get something going and see if we can't get our gear back before it gets too late. Okay, we just made it back. We only lost a few levels from the explosion and did find a few pieces of iron. I think the creeper unfortunately blew up a piece or two as well. But we did still survive and we're doing okay. So let's sort of just fortify this area for a second and get ourselves situated here. Just make myself a little hidey. And it looks like I didn't get my torches. So, oh, we got a little bit of coal steel. We'll figure this out. Oh, there they are. Alright. Well, organize and I'll regroup. Okay, I've taken a little bit of a restock of what I've got here, and I'm still doing okay. Not too much harm overall. Few, I think really the worst of it was the 4 levels I lost from 11, I believe it was, down to 7. I've now mined the coal that you saw there at the beginning and gave myself a proper staircase so I can keep track of where I'm going. I've also paid attention and was smart and blocked off this side so nothing can come up behind me. I'm now working one direction and one direction only. I don't know why I made such an amateur mistake. It's almost like I was trying to show off for the video playing for my first time or something. Okay, well, anyways, we've recovered from that. Now we're just going to move on and see what else we find in the rest of this little cave. Now there's a welcome sight. That's going to be enough to get me some proper armor. Now we'll go do a real regroup. Okay, so it was exactly enough with what I had to now have chest. So we are a little bit better prepared for some protection and made up my other tools that I needed. Made up a chest here. I've left these things in the chest to free up some space. And now we'll continue on. Okay. Don't know if you followed me. Where'd he go? This was a lot bigger than I expected. Oh, and a skeleton's come into play too. I was getting ready to deal with a creeper, not a creeper and a skeleton. One at a time, folks. One at a time. You fight this on my terms. Okay, that only stops them from there. I didn't catch them in time. I was trying to use this as my last line of defense. Oh, I bet you it's because of this. There we go. That's better. That's better. That controls them. Okay. Back to where we were. Okay, well, I've managed to actually get myself wrapped all the way back over to... I broke through my wooden wall, a dirt wall, and here I was back at my own gate. So, looks like we got a pretty extensive cave set going here. So far, I have acquired another 14 iron ore, so more armor is well underway, and really starting to stock up on all of the building materials, but not much else yet. Okay, and after that last grouping of iron, we've now got ourselves a pretty much full set. We'll use the leather until it is done, but that gets us enough protection to start being a little bit braver. But that's going to be the... Oops. Speaking of braver right away, good old creepers. that's going to be the extent of my exploration right now. I've got enough to make a bucket, so I'm going to go and fix our garden supplies. And we will finish off the episode with the garden being finished. So one more cut and episode 2 will be complete. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you in just a few seconds for the last little bit of what the garden will be. Okay, so here is where the chickens were. We've now fixed that stairwell, so we're going to get stairs here, and it's just going to go up and around and just be a little bit smoother than the other staircase I had. We've got replacement wheat farm started up here. We'll get a few other things organized once we get more vegetables to plant. But besides that, we've got a pretty good start. Food is going to be in control. And with that, I think episode 2 is complete. Everyone have a good night. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. Make a suggestion. I'll be reading. Look forward to hearing from you all soon.